Hello, Joy family. Welcome to the Joyful House. Thank you for joining me for update number 5 on my Making in May project. I am trying so hard to get this done since May is over. I mentioned in the last update, which was actually yesterday, that I was going to try and do a marathon, but there was a little bit of a family emergency. Everyone is fine though. So had to put my attention towards that. But I am back. We are going to finish this project today. So I'm excited. So let me show you first what I have finished since we were together yesterday. And just a quick reminder that I am making this bear blanket right there from this book. And once again, in case this is the first time someone is stopping in, my Making in May project was this woodland bear baby blanket. And the blanket portion is complete. The head of the bear is complete. I showed you all of that yesterday in yesterday's update. And so now let me show you what I have now. I do have the tail made and I have one full leg made and I'm almost finished with the second leg. So first off, here's the little bear tail. So it is done and ready to go. And you can see it kind of curves in there in the center. So that is finished. Here is one leg complete. And I am working on the second leg. So almost finished with this. So I think I might actually just hang out with you a minute and maybe finish this leg up a little bit with you. And that way you have been a part of this project with me, which you have a little bit. I think we worked on the blanket a little bit together. But while I'm working on this, I'm actually going to talk to you about something. So I'm real excited that there is a new segment that I am going to be bringing to the channel. And I started telling the Joy team about it last night. Well, I did tell them about it, but what I forgot to do was I was going to tell them some of the other title names that Mr. Joyful and I came up with it. Boy, we spent a lot of time trying to find the right name for this new segment. But let me tell you about it first, and then I promise I'll come back and share those title names. Okay. First off, the new segment is going to be called Welcome to My Playground. And I'm really excited about it. It is to be kind of a more behind the scenes kind of segment. And it will air once a week. And it'll be just kind of like, you know, what happened in the Joyful House the week before. So it kind of gives you a glimpse in the behind the scenes of what goes on here in the Joyful House. And there's no telling what may show up there. But I'm excited about it. And we are calling it, or I say I am calling it Welcome to My Playground. Many of you know that I refer to my life, your life as our very own playground. And we get to determine who comes and plays on our playground. We get to determine who is a bully and get rid of them. So I thought, what a great concept to call this segment. Welcome to My Playground. It's going to be a little bit different from my joyful life. My joyful life will be like very special moments. Not to say that going forward, there may not be clips from a My Joyful Life video in this, because after all, it is what is going on in the house that week. But this is supposed to be more kind of like I said, kind of a playful, intimate look into my life, and like I said, the joyful house, there may be some days that we laugh so hard. There may be some days that we cry. Who knows? But it's going to be the most raw and authentic version of myself that I can give you. I originally, when I first came up with this idea, I originally thought about calling it my joyful journal or Cynthia's joyful journal. But I don't know, a journal just, even that's what it's going to kind of be like. I just didn't want to call it that. I'm looking at what to do next. Okay. And so welcome to my playground is what we came up with. And sorry, I pulled out a stitch I wasn't supposed to pull out. Okay. And there were all kinds of things. I don't even know if I can remember all of them, but some of it we tried to come up with, like living grace in a busy world, living grace in a chaotic world, living grace in an upside down world. What was it? At one point, we were looking at the boogers and band-aids of life. At one point, because apples is a part of the joyful house. Like when we give something away that we weren't supposed to quite share yet, we call it an apple. And that came from movie night, where one night the answer was apple, and I accidentally gave the answer as I was giving the question. And so apple has stuck. So we thought about something like apples, band-aids, and boogers. Aren't you glad we didn't put boogers in the title? But it would have been fun. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can remember them all. But nonetheless, Mr. Joyful and I had a lot of fun trying to come up with the name for this segment, and even more fun, to come up with the thumbnail for it, welcome to my playground. We actually went to a playground and we played for 1 hour. We just let out our inner child. And well, you'll have to just wait for the first segment to air to see that fun adventure that we had. But oh my gosh, what fun we had. We laughed and we just celebrated just happiness and life. And in that moment, we were both so grateful for this segment. There may be some weeks where there's a lot of content to share, and there may be some weeks where there's just a few little things that we share. And I keep saying we, because even though this is, my channel and most of it will come from me, part of the Joyful House is Mr. Joyful. And so Todd will be in some of the events that, will be part of the segment or the content in that segment. And so, so that's why I keep saying we. And then not to mention, I try to include him in on thoughts and stuff for the channel. And I'm glad I did, because, it gave us a chance to continue bonding and building on our, can you believe it, 20 years of marriage? Oh my gosh, this September will be 20 years. How fun is that? And yet we still feel like we're kind of in the honeymoon stage. So I guess that's a good thing, right? And we also worked on another segment that's coming up. And just to share, I'm not planning on bringing that segment to the channel until the Stranger Things blanket is done. And at that time, then we'll bring it. But I can go ahead and tell you a little bit about now. Joy Team, forgive me that I'm sharing it here, and I had chose not to share it last night at our time, during our time together. But I thought, why not? We'll share it here while we're working on this last portion of this second leg. And by the way, what I'm going to do is every hour until this project is done, I'm going to come back and show you what I have done. So that'll be fun. It'll still kind of be like a little marathon. It just wasn't through the middle of the night last night like I planned, but that's okay. Things happen and we just roll with the flow. And that's one thing I love about the Joyful House. We do what brings us joy, not what brings us stress and chaos. So, and I'm so grateful for all of you, because when those moments happen, you are so kind to give grace where grace is needed. And sadly, I require a lot of grace because I am such a flawed and imperfect person. But that's what I love about our time together, is we live through those graceful moments together and we grow together. All right. This new segment, it is actually going to be dedicated to my sister. My sister has taken up the love of crocheting, and her story is not my story to tell, but ever if there's a time where she would allow me to share it, I will. My sister's had a hard life, and I keep saying because it's not my story, and I want to make sure that I am always at all times respectful to anyone. She has taken up crocheting, and my dream, my passion would be that she would come to love it as much as I do, but also that she will be able to find the joy in every stitch, and that it will give her a complete fulfillment of joy that surpasses all that she's ever been through. And so as she's learning, you know, it's hard to figure things out, especially when you don't have someone handy to help you and show you in the moment. And so one thing, we are blessed that we have such an amazing form of technology now that we can FaceTime and help each other out. And I say we, not just my sister and I, but, you know, you, the Yarny community, and myself. But anyway, so this segment is going to be one, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who've already done similar things, and that's great. Everybody has different teaching techniques. And I mean, there's some that I go to when I want to remember how to do something. And then sometimes, even though I love that person dearly, the way they're explaining it may not be making sense to me. So I have to go look somewhere else. So we can never have enough. But at the end of the day, while I'm hoping that many will benefit from this segment, truth of the matter is, I am doing it first and foremost for my sister. And that is to show her basic steps of crocheting and how to do things. And then I'm going to be bringing in different types of stitches and techniques and whatnot throughout it. And then eventually it won't be just crochet. It will be knitting, because she is also taking up knitting. I think my sister has cross-stitched in the past, and I definitely know she's done fillet. So she's already got a little bit of a concept of, you know, the art of crocheting. And she has mentioned that at times she thinks she likes knitting better than crocheting. But a lot of it is because, you know, she hasn't really been able to learn those basics. So that's what I'm going to do in that segment. I am going to start teaching basics. I'm going to bring in different types of techniques and different versions of stitches. And then I'm going to try to carry it a little bit further and not just teach a particular stitch, but try to make something with that stitch. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so Mr. Joyful and I, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out all the different things we could call that channel or that segment. And again, we had numerous things that we came up with. But finally, we decided on one, and I really like it. And it's basically going to be called, that segment's going to be called, I Bought the Yarn, Now What? So we are looking forward to it. Again, I say we because I do have the support of Mr. Joyful in all of this. As many of you know, that I have currently lost my job. And so well, I had to step away from it medically, and in the end, Mr. Joyful and I just decided for various reasons, personal mostly, to go ahead and resign. So I did. All right, I think I have finished the second leg. And I have, well, sort of. I got to close the end. So I'm going to do that. But anyway, so I'm excited about these two segments. Again, the Welcome to My Playground is happening now, and it is currently being filmed for the first segment to air. And they will come out on Monday afternoons. And then the second one, I bought the yarn. Now what? I won't start that until I have finished the Stranger Things blanket. And once I get this Making in May blanket done, then Stranger Things is my main priority, outside of anything that is going on the channel with like the Mystery Make Along with the Joy Team. And I think, oh, and my Crochet Heart with Dana from Wonderless Crochet. Other than that, right now, my Tea Party Spin the Wheel project is the Stranger Things blanket. So definitely want to get that done so we can finish spinning the wheel, because I am so anxious to get all my current whips done, and we're very, very close. Stranger Things is one of the biggest of the projects, but once I do that, then we get to start adding new projects that I've never done to the wheel and actually doing them. And this Making in May project with Amber from Ambi Craft Reads really has motivated me to get Stranger Things done, just so we can do that, because that was the whole purpose of even creating Joyful Adventures in Crafting a few months back, and then turning it straight into these tea parties. So, yep. Oh no. I got to undo the end of this leg because I have to stuff it more. There's no stuffing in this part of it. So let me just pull that closing up across the top back out. There we go. So when I come back, we will have this leg stuffed and closed, and then I will show you the progress I've made in the past hour. All right, I started this a little after 3:30. It is actually 3 minutes to 4. So that means I will come back and show you progress at 5 o'clock. All right, until then, be joyful, my friends. Stay crafting your own way. Make your own joyful creations. Be the joy in everything that you do. I know that I certainly am, just like with these new segments. And let me know, what do you think about the new segments? Are you excited? You know, be honest with me. That's what I want, honesty. Are you excited? Or honestly, Cynthia, that's great. Someone else will enjoy it, but I know it won't be for me. I mean, I want to hear what you think. And of course, always, I never want you to feel like you're on the spot. So if you're not comfortable putting something in a comment, always feel free to email me. And you can always find my email in the description box of my videos and lives, or on my About page. All right, you guys, I love you. See you in about an hour. All right. Mwah. Thanks, and God bless. I'm laughing. I sat there like I do when I'm doing a video. This is a live. Won't be able to cut that off. Blooper. All right. Bye, guys.